Peace and cheers, as always. Happy Monday, folks. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, as always. For all the pilots out there, hopefully got some good flying in. For everybody else, hope you enjoyed friend time, family time, whatever other work that you enjoy doing type of time. So overall, hope you had a great weekend is what I'm getting at. So what brings me to you on a Monday? Well, uh, was gonna do a video a couple days ago, but that kind of didn't come to fruition because I was really trying to think about how I wanted to talk about it. But the video again is going to be about the book that I'm reading, Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Just got through a couple pages, workbook type pages, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, you read a lot of books where a lot of it's just reading about, whether it's fitness or spirituality or whatever, multitude of things, right? But realized I really enjoy books where I read something, then I can pause and go like write stuff down, or it really gets me thinking about the material that I'm reading. Um, and in this last chapter, it was a lot about pain and pleasure, right? And he's got a great quote in there. The quote is, I'm not going to be perfect, won't do it justice, but it's, people will do more to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure, right? Say it again. People will do more to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure. And you can apply it to so many different things, and it's so true. The immediate thought I have when I think of that quote is sedation, right? Well, maybe you don't know what sedation is. It's, I feel pain right now. I'm going to start drinking a lot, or I'm going to go smoke weed, or I'm going to go smoke a pack of cigarettes, right? You get my drift, right? You know, versus I feel pain, okay? If you're, and obviously we're all human, right? Is it okay to sometimes go get a drink? Sure, it's not going to kill you to do that periodically, right? But if your go-to every single time is when you feel pain is to go sedate yourself, then you're going for just, you're going for just the short-term gratification of feeling better in the moment, right? Versus if you're able to take a step back, maybe meditate or go work out, do something healthy, right? That builds that mental muscle to be able to say no to the inner rich kid, right? Um, Same thing when it comes to trying to get money, right? Well, most of us aren't born into money, right? Most of us don't become overnight millionaires. Most of us don't become overnight YouTube sensations, so on and so forth, right? So, what's pain in that example? Well, pain there could be, and this is a different kind of pain, but maybe it's not eating out, is not eating out every single day, right? Even though you love to do it every single day, but you got to start saving money, right? Because you have this long term goal. You can use it at whatever example you want, right? But again, I just want to reiterate the quote. Most people will, excuse me, most people will do what they can to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure, right? Because our brains, we hate pain. Our body just, we do not want to be in pain, right? So we're going to look for that short-term gratification, that short-term fix, versus what could this look like a week, 2 weeks, years down the road type of deal, right? One more example I like to use a lot too, and it just relates really well. I haven't talked about this a lot, but it's like relationships, especially with guys, right? When guys are, when you're dating someone, and women too, everyone does this, right? When you're dating someone and all of a sudden it's like if they're acting differently or doing weird things, like your immediate go-to is to try to fix it, right? That's the immediate go-to for a lot of people. But what you fear you attract, right? When you start to try to fix things, whether it's relationship or life, sometimes life you got to put that action in, right? But when it comes to like other people, it doesn't have to be, a boyfriend, girlfriend. It could be friends or, your spouse or whoever, right? But when you try to start put all this extra effort into try to fixing something, right? Because you're wanting to avoid the immediate pain of like, this doesn't feel right. I need to do something right now. I got to fix something right now. If I don't do this right now, I'm going to keep feeling pain. Versus if you just would have relaxed for a second, right? Again, went and did something that you want to do to enjoy, things tend to work themselves pretty good versus, making a decision out of emotion. I know for me, unfortunately, my go-to for a long time was wine, right? It was wine, it was exercise. I beat myself up in the gym, or I might drink too much wine, but I had that immediate need that I needed to fix how I felt right now. Um, but that doesn't lead to long-term growth and health, right? You have to be able to have a patient mindset to be able to get where you want to be. So before I got into that little rant, I talked about kind of a workbook, right? So in this is going to be a shorter video, but in the book Awaken the Giant Within, the last chapter I read, Tony Robbins has you do a couple activities. Now I'm just going to give you like the 2 or 3 condensed versions down. Definitely go get the book. I highly recommend it. Before I get to those condensed versions, don't forget to like and subscribe up there, and shoot me an email up there if you ever want to do any talking about this stuff. I'll put my email up there again at the very end of the video, but let's get into what he was talking about, and do this at home. I think I did this past weekend. It's a great little tool to use to really get your mind thinking about, what do I want to change, right? So the first thing, again, this is the condensed version, right? So number one, right? 3, 4, or 5 things right now that you want to change, right? What 3, 4, let's just call 4 or 5 things. What 4 or 5 things do you want to change in your life right now? Write those down, right? Write down those 3, 4, or 5 things that you want to change right now in your life. And I'm going to give my little flying health coach perspective on this too. But once you get those written down, write down what pain they're causing you and why you want to change them, right? So again, not long sentences here, 4 or 5 things of what you want to change, what pain they're currently causing you, and why you want to change it. But then the final third sentence below that is write down, not if, but when I change this, how am I going to feel then? How's that going to improve my life? And I want you to visualize that feeling, right? I'll use myself as an example, right? Chewing for me, right? Again, all about vulnerability here. I've been trying to talk about quitting chewing for a long time. I'm not proud of the habit, but I picked it up in college, and I think about, okay, I want to change a habit. I want to quit chewing. What pain is it causing you? Well, I know it's not attractive, right? And it's costs money, so it's not attractive and costs money, right? What would it mean if I changed that? Well, it would mean I would save more money, I'd feel more confident, and I'd have whiter teeth, right? And when I visualize that stuff, it feels really good to think about that, right? Like, what does life look like if I don't do that habit anymore? Maybe for you, it could be exercise. I want to improve my body composition. What pain is it causing you? Well, I don't feel confident. I'm out of breath really quickly. Maybe I want to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Whatever, doesn't matter, right? Okay, the third thing. If you improve that, how's that going to improve you? How's that going to change your life? Well, I know I'm going to feel more confident. I'm going to feel more attractive, right? I'm going to be able to breathe better. I'm going to feel stronger. I'm going to feel healthier. And visualize that. Visualize what that feeling could look like and feel like for you. So he's got a 4 or 5 step process in the book, but those are the things that you can try that on my little health coach condensed version, right? So again, what 4 or 5 things do you want to change in your life, right? Write those down. Write down below it what pain they're currently causing you. And below that, when you change them, not if, when you change them, what kind of difference is that going to make in how you feel about yourself and your life? And then visualize that stuff. So I like that. I think it's a good little workbook, a good little tactic to kind of practice. And it doesn't take long. Obviously, it's only 4 or 5 things. So give that a shot and see kind of how that makes you feel. Now, the caveat I want to add to that too, and this is what I found with a lot of people, because if you don't have that I need to do this now mindset, or I want to do this now, after you write down those 4 or 5 things, and maybe you just pick one of them to practice, right? Get the one down first, because again, change doesn't take place overnight, right? This is a year-long, multiple year-long thing. And if they're big things, they're not just going to change in a week, right? Maybe there's some things that you could change overnight, right? But point is, pick one of those things. If you're not like just gung-ho about this, pick one and do it, right? Pick one, make a decision, and do it. Get good at it. Once you get that thing done, again, right? I think writing stuff down with pencil is really good. Once you get that done, cross it off, right? It's a little bit of cathartic feeling, if you ask me. Move on to the next thing, right? Pick the thing that you can make an impact on. Don't pick something where it's like, yeah, just my life right now, I just don't think I can do this right now. And sometimes there is those situations, right? But pick the thing that you can do, conquer that, get confidence, and then move on to the next thing and keep deciding to keep making those changes for you in your life. Anywho, hope that's beneficial. Hope it's, again, just these videos kind of make you think a little bit more about your life, what you're currently doing, give you some things that you can focus on. As always, Flying Health Coach coming at you on Monday afternoon. Again, please feel free to shoot me an email up in the corner. Happy to do some health coaching. Again, I know sometimes people just need to bitch, excuse my language, but sometimes you just need to complain about what's going on in your life, and that's okay, right? I would rather have people just come to me and just tell me what's going on in their life and then get it off their chest, because then you get that, right? That feels so much better, right? And then you get more of a clear mind. Sometimes you just got to get it out. So if you just need to talk, I'm cool with that. If you want to talk about, some life tactics and things to focus on, we can do that too. I know my hair looks fantastic right now, doesn't it? So, anywho, that's all I got. Under 10 minutes this time. Again, hope you all have a wonderful week. I'll try to do another video, probably, either Friday or Saturday this week on a different topic. And again, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys. Peace and cheers.